Here we go now.
Good afternoon to my entire Jeunesse family as I welcome you to our Jeunesse Live 4-part self-care series. Life for most of us these days is crazy busy between Zoom calls, trainings, social media updates. Our calendars are jam-packed with tasks and events. So what we want to look at is how do we make room for all of these things? Most of us generally overwork, cancel our workout sessions, cut back on socializing, even skip a few meals or reach out for those easy, high-calorie Uber Eats deliveries, which we know are everyone's favorite. To keep up with a busy lifestyle, we don't think twice before putting self-care on the back burner. More often than not, for a lot of us, it takes a wake-up call to notice the toll that this kind of lifestyle takes on our lives. And that is why self-care is crucial for our physical, emotional and mental well-being. So over the coming 4 weeks, we will be coming to you each week live on a Thursday at 12:30 with all things self-care, focusing on mental health, nutrition, mindset, renewal, well-being, meditation, and moving from not just surviving during these times, but helping you to thrive during these times. This series will help guide you through a cycle of renewal in your health and well-being and help you recognize how to move through your stress responses to different situations. I know I am really looking forward to learn how to lower my stress levels and move through those stressful situations. So each episode features a special guest focusing on their area of expertise. And our first guest speaker today is Sapphire Executive and Clinical Nutritionist Ariel Pang from Sydney. Ariel will help you understand the importance of how to break down your bad eating habits. Thank you so much for being with us today, Ariel, and agreeing to help us all out with this, our very first self-care series.
Hi, Rachel. How are you? Hi, everyone. Good to see you on the screen.
I know it's been a long time since I've been able to get to Sydney. I miss getting down there and visiting everyone. How are you down there with the lockdown? It seems to be extending further and further.
I know we are. I am surviving, so I'm trying my best to stay positive. Yeah, just hang in there, everyone. You're not the only one. We're all doing this together.
Yeah, and what Ariel and I have been chatting a little bit over the last week or so, and what I loved hearing from Ariel was that, you know, she may be a clinical nutritionist, she may know everything that she should eat and everything that she shouldn't eat, but, you know, we're all human. We all, you know, have times where we reach for bad things, and it's easier, it's quicker. You can't necessarily get out to the shops and get those whole foods that, you know, you want as quickly and easily as you used to do before. So, you know, it was great to hear that even a clinical nutritionist has sometimes the same issues as all of us have on a daily basis. So, Ariel, I'm going to hand it over to you, and you can take the Jeunesse family through some lockdown eating habits.
Oh, definitely. Thanks for Rachel. Yeah, we had a chat especially when I'm in Sydney and everyone knows the Sydney situation at the moment. And I am a nutritionist, for a lot of people, they will think, oh, you know everything, you're gonna be healthy and you're gonna eat healthy and everything is great for you. But no, I'm human. I'm struggling as well. Like I talked to some of my friends recently. Some of them have issue at work. Some of them struggling to find a better job. Some of them, they have family issue. They a lot of things, mental problems. Even me, like I live by myself, and my families are far away, and my grandma passed away 2 weeks ago. That actually had a huge impact on me. Like for 1 week, I find out I couldn't do anything. Like I have no motivation. And we're adults. It's hard for us to open up, and we just keep everything inside. So I just want you to know that, everyone has issue and you're not the only one struggling. As a nutritionist, all I can do is I'm giving you my tips and my positive energy, and we all gonna do everything together. So I think it's all about the self-care and self-love. It doesn't matter you in what situation. The first thing is you need to love yourself. You need to be healthy first. So for the lockdown, what I find out, we have two extreme. Like we either binging eating or we just don't eat too much. We don't eat much at all. Like we just can't be bothered to eat. This is especially happening during the second lockdown compared to the first one last year. So if we think about it, it's all because our emotion, especially in here, Australia in winter, well, at least myself get less active, or as I always say, I'm in my hibernation. With the lockdown, we just can't go out much. And I find out we don't really dress up at all. Like, sometimes when I walk my dog in the morning and I've seen like everyone wearing pajamas, they don't even brush their hairs. So we just don't dress up anymore when we go out. We don't really care about our image. So it's like a bad circle, no exercise or not interested in doing anything, just give negative impact on our eating habit as well. So the binging eating or eating foods high in sugar and fats definitely give us a brief like dopamine pleasure that soon actually wears off. It's true. We had brand new like McDonald opened last weekend at my area, and you won't believe like the massive long queue, people waiting to buy things. Like one of my friends, she actually eat like 3 meal in McDonald in one day. That's how people are doing now. But when we do exercise or when we do something meaningful, and then the satisfaction of accomplishing something gives our body endorphin. That's another happy hormone, which actually has a very positive impact on lasting happiness and fulfillment. So if you ask me how to break down the bad eating habits, I think the first important thing is the concept of the key decision moments. For example, like I said before, for the exercise, if I can do exercise like yoga or some stretch, even 5 minutes in the morning, I am more likely to make healthier choice throughout the day, especially food choice. Because like skinny people want to be skinnier, like healthier people want to be healthier. But if you don't make the first step, maybe the whole day you will just, you will stay the same, and you will think, I can do it tomorrow. I can make the change tomorrow. So always make sure that in the morning you do the most important thing to keep positive. Maybe just a tiny exercise or tiny stretch, just 2 minutes or maybe 5 minutes, or maybe like a good meditation. Well, another example is breakfast. When we eat for breakfast, it's super, super important and what we're going to eat. If you are going to have a heavy carbohydrate, sugary breakfast, your blood sugar is going to go rocky high, and then you're going to crash. And then you will eat more carbs later on, and maybe even more sugar craving. So I always encourage people to have protein-rich, healthy fat-rich breakfast. What we can do is we can follow the PFC rule in our Zen program. They have a lot of recipe there. That will make sure, like, will last you longer feeling, and then you'll feel more satisfied and not going to have sugar craving later on. And then another one is afternoon tea, afternoon snack. Typically, we're gonna have some biscuit like Tim Tam or chocolate, some sugary snack. Then your energy is going to crash, and then you're gonna want more carbs during the dinner. So maybe we can substitute some biscuit to a handful of nuts, or maybe hummus, fruits, or almond butter. If you make a tiny right choice, then it's going to make everything else to get a lot easier for you. So this is the first thing, the concept of the key decision moment. The second one is to cut down some of the mindless snacking. What we call the mindless snacking is, we all struggle with snack during the pandemic. It is very important for us to know, to recognize, like, we snack for a lot of reasons. It's not only about hungry. Often it's, we might be stressed, we might be bored. I remember last year when the first lockdown, we were working from home for 3 months. I was pretty much, I went to the kitchen and opened my fridge every 5 minutes. Then at the end, I have to put a note on my fridge, like, stop opening me, and you're not hungry, you're just bored. So how do we cut down this mindless snacking? First of all, you need to ask yourself, am I really hungry? Do I feel like eating something healthier? Like, do I feel like eating some vegetables? If the answer is no, you don't want to eat vegetables, then probably you're not actually hungry at all. It's just your hormone wants you to eat more sugar or high fat for the satisfying feeling. So it's very important awareness to have. My tips is, I have all kinds of vegetables in my fridge, like cucumbers, capsicum, carrots, all different bright, especially bright color vegetables. Now I will eat some one by one every time when I can't help myself to open the fridge. Another tip is to increase the friction, especially for the unhealthy foods. By doing that, what you can do is you can put all your healthy foods and all your healthy snacks out front. So no matter in the fridge or the pantry, visible, so it's easy for you to make the right choice. The first thing you see is healthy food. Then you can hide all your unhealthy snacks. Of course, first of all, just don't buy them at all. But, we can't help. Sometimes we all make like an irrational choice. So if you have those unhealthy foods, for example, like chips or, any of the biscuits, so hide them in a box, then put them on the top shelf. So somewhere hard to reach. Because if you are not that hungry, you're going to be lazy to get there and grab them. You'll be like, I can wait, or I can't be bothered. So you have to make one more step to make something difficult to do. If you want to get unhealthy snacks, so you might need to get a chair, climb up to get at. The key is to making it harder for yourself to grab it. Also, a lot of people heard about control the portion. So same with the snacks. For example, if you really want to have some chips, all the chips that go in with a big bag, all you can do is just get a very small bowl and then put some of them from the bag, put them out, and then put that bag into the box again, and then put the box on top of the shelf. So if you want to get more chips, then you have to do everything all over again. So that can be another trick, another tip for you. And then third is about choose the healthy way to eat in and to take out. The problem with a lot of the restaurant food is it's always with very, very greasy, high sodium, high carbs, but it's very, very tasty. That's why it attracts us to buy more. But the biggest problem of all is it doesn't have enough fiber. Fiber is super, super important. And I think 80% of us, we don't get much fiber during the day. Even like when I'm at home, I have to take some psyllium husk or like flaxseed meal to make sure I have 25 gram or 30 gram of fiber every day. So I suggest we all get some flaxseed meal, especially the organic flaxseed meal or like psyllium husk, anything, just get it from a healthy food store. Have those things at home, and then maybe sprinkle some to your meal, and maybe have 50 or to 70% of all your plates with vegetables, especially the fresh vegetables. The dark green leaves is the most important thing. So if you order Uber Eats, cut your portion to half. Say, for example, if you order like Chinese fried rice, you have like a big portion, you just cut into half portion and then put into a beautiful plate, and then add some grains or nuts or maybe avocado, or you prepared vegetable to that big plate. Because we eat with eyes as well. Colorful plates would make us feel more satisfied. Or if you go into a Korean restaurant, remember they always have a lot of plates with tiny dishes. Now, I always said, we don't really need to order the main food. We just have to, fulfill all those tiny dishes and we can be full. So we can do the same thing at home as well. So it looks like, we have a lot of tiny plates and we eat a lot with a lot of dishes, but actually each one is just a small portion. So that can be another trick. So the last thing is to limit the bad thing. So what I call is, to crowd out. That means, use the healthy food to squeeze out the bad, unhealthy food. So always focus on adding the good stuff into your diet. So slowly, you will squeeze the bad thing out. Now we need to know eating healthy can be delicious as well. I don't just eat nuts and greens. I eat chips sometimes as well. I eat instant noodles. I love high sodium. I love high fat. Sometimes I eat chocolate during the nighttime around like 12 midnight. But the most important thing is to focus more on the good stuff. Forget about, don't feel guilty if you eat bad stuff. It's normal. Everyone do that. So focus on the good stuff. Then you will form the habits. Then, after 21 days, your body will naturally happen to choose the healthier ingredients. And then, you will feel better. So it will become a good circle. And then don't blame yourself if you eat something bad. Remember, whatever you put into your mouth, don't feel guilty. You need to enjoy food. And everyone gained weight during the pandemic. That's fine. And it's winter, we just need to have a good mindset about it. I think that's all. Like all I can do, I can give you the tips. That's all I can think so far. Just remember, I'm just a nutritionist. I'm exactly the same. I'm doing the lockdown. I sometimes have like up and down. I don't feel positive 100% all the time. But all you need to remember is, just make tiny progress. Just get to connect to other people and then get help. Then we can get through this together.
Absolutely. And thank you so much for that, Ariel. I totally agree. And during these lockdowns, connection is one of the biggest driving forces behind, people's mindset suffering, and in turn, when your mindset suffers, your energy suffers, your food choices suffer, it's kind of a domino effect as such. I've made some great notes out of there. I wanted to, out of each of these self-care sessions, I wanted to set myself 2 goals of something that I can implement. We are very blessed here in Jeunesse that we've got the Zen and PFC. So, we tend to always ensure that all of our meals are designed around that protein, fat, and carb, and balancing our blood sugars. And we have a shake. Our Fuse shake is there as a snack for us, and that just takes away another mealtime of having to think, okay, what can I grab And, you know, shake has saved me so many times over the years where you walk to the fridge, you kind of, oh, what am I going to do? And you're like, I can't be bothered making anything. I'll have a shake. And it just, you know, it really, really makes a huge difference. So we are blessed to have that. But two of my goals I've written down is to ensure that breakfast, lunch, and dinner, I have 3 different fruit and veggies of different colors on my plate. So I'm bringing in that, you know, that fiber and the colorful meals and more fruit and veg. And I'm also going to eat my fruit and veg first. I've got a bad habit of eating my carbs, eating my protein, and then when I get to my fruit and veg, I'm like, oh, I'm full. I don't want to eat it anymore. So it tends to be what I leave sitting on my plate. So I'm going to change the way I do things to ensure I start with that. So I'm getting, you know, the really key nutrients in there first. So, and I love the idea of putting things up high on the shelf. You know, there's so many shelves in my house that I cannot reach that I have to scream out for my husband, can you come and get this off the shelf for me? So I need to put those snacks, the kids' snacks, on that shelf. That was a, you know, an absolutely great tip. And Ariel, thank you so much for being, you know, so real and raw with us. It, you know, I think a lot of people do sit back and go, you know, oh, it's easy for a personal trainer because it's their job to work out. Well, you know, in reality, and it's easy for a nutritionist because they know what they can and can't eat. But at the end of the day,
we're all human.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
We are all human and we're all prone to making those bad choices, you know, especially in, you know, a very unique and rare situation that we are in right now. So what do you think we should set everyone a goal coming out of this, Ariel? How about, you know, everyone listening today, we want to challenge you to make one change to one of your meals each week, and we want you to tag us in that change with a picture. So it may be a photo of your plate with, you know, 3 colors of veggies on it, or it may be a really colorful salad. It may be a perfectly mixed PFC plate. It may be, you know, adding some spinach and avocado or something to a shake. We want you to tag Jeunesse Australasia, and at the end of next week, Ariel and I will sit down and have a look at them all, and our lucky winner will win some Zenfuse and some Reserve to be able to continue on their healthy eating journey. How do we feel about that, Ariel? Do you think we...
I love that. Can I be one of them?
No, you can't.
Competition, please.
No, you have to help me select the winner. So remember, it's Jeunesse Australasia on our Facebook or Instagram. We want to be able to share these and, you know, and create some positivity coming out of our self-care series. And who doesn't love product giveaways? So, you know, we can post, Ariel, we can post some great examples, but we just can't win, unfortunately.
That's all right. That's okay. Just one thing I think in my mind, I totally agree with you, Rachel. Like, what first thing, you know, in the big plate, what the first thing we put in the mouth is very important. So always remember. I forgot to tell you guys. First thing, when I was super hungry, when I was so wanting to have my meal, first thing is I drink a bottle of water. It doesn't matter how hungry I am, I always drink water first. So that make me feel less hungry. And then, you know, I feel satisfied and then I slow down eating. And then, so the bottle of water I'm going to have, and then the first thing I'm going to put in my mouth is vegetable. And then I'm going to have protein. And then I'm going to have some healthy fat, for example, like avocado or nuts. And then I'm going to have carbs. So the carbs always go into the last. If you eat carbs at the very beginning, then you don't have much, you know, room. Your stomach doesn't have much room for your healthy green leaves or like protein or fat. So remember, this is very important. You go with this, and then you actually making a healthier choice. So this is the first thing. And the secondly is sometimes, for the shake, some people will feel like, shake, yeah, I love shakes, but you just put in your mouth and then you don't chew in them. Sometimes you don't feel the satisfaction. What I find out is we all have the small ice cube, how to say, you make the ice cube, right? What I do is I put some of my shake into the tiny ice cube. They have different shape. They can be like cute dogs or like just square, whatever. So you put them into like a tiny cube, and then you can make like a tiny ice cream or like a tiny, flavored ice cube. So you got something to chew it, and you probably feel more fulfilled than just having just normal shakes. And you can play with it, or you can make whatever smoothie. You just add more things inside to make it chewable, or maybe you can put nuts inside. So play with it, and it doesn't have to be just one recipe. I think that's one of the reasons why we had the cooking section last time. I made the oats overnight, and Sally, sorry, I don't remember. I don't remember her name, but we make all different recipes. So, play with all those products, you're going to have fun. And it's very important, to be in this, what we call the competition, to take a photo and hashtag us, because this is something, when you made it, you feel like you achieved something, and you feel good. Trust me, you will definitely feel good. So, yeah, let's all do it, even though I can't win, but, I hope you can win. I will help you to win.
One of my favorites is back to your point, Ariel, that you made on that for a lot of people, if they're just drinking something, they don't have that satisfaction of chewing. Yeah. When I have a shake, sometimes I love to make it into kind of like a pudding. Yeah. So I will, instead of using the 250 mils of water, I will just put in a small amount of water and just mix it up to it's kind of like, it's almost like a paste as such. And then I pop it in the freezer for a little bit, and it comes out almost like a moussey ice cream. And you can trick your mind when you're sitting there eating a chocolate moussey ice cream thinking, I'm having chocolate ice cream. But really, we know that it's a perfectly blended PFC, balancing our blood sugar snack. So, there is so many things, but it is difficult to keep that going when you're just sitting back and feeling a little lazy. But yeah, it all does just start with making that one change, and then you get that sense of accomplishment, and then you're seeing other people sharing it, and it really does create an impact of making much healthier choices.
Definitely.
Excellent. Well, thank you again so much for being with us today, Ariel. Thank you to each and every one of you for listening. We hope you enjoyed it, and stay tuned for what's coming on our self-care series next week. Bye, guys.
Bye, guys. Love you.